Okay, I would like to now share with you guys two things that I consume regularly. Been consuming them for years, for a very long time. And some of you might think that I'm a little kid or really young, but I'm actually almost 27. And the reason I look young is, of course, because I eat healthy and I take good care of myself. I also don't have a lot of stress. I get a lot of sleep. And I'm a Christian. So, first things first, I take MSM. I take MSM every day. And MSM is just super. This is MSM powder. It's Opti MSM. Sulfur is one of the most abundant minerals in the human body. But of course, we don't get a lot of sulfur from our fruits and vegetables anymore because they're not grown in rainwater. A lot of our fruit and vegetables are grown in depleted soils or in greenhouses, so they aren't getting that sulfur. And this is an excellent way to get sulfur into your diet. Also, recently Mercola made a video about making chicken stock using a whole free-range chicken and then throwing in chicken feet, which are high in sulfur. And what you do is you pour water into a pan and then you put your chicken feet in there and your whole chicken, and then you just let it cook there on low for about 12 hours. Then you remove the chicken and then you pour the chicken broth, the gel, it should be like kind of thick. You pour that into a mason jar and put it in your refrigerator and it should gel up. And that is a good form of gelatin, which is high in the sulfur, because sulfur, again, is found largely in the chicken bones. And I just bring that up for those who choose to eat animal foods and would like to get a good source of sulfur. Now, if you're a vegan, one who eats 100% plants, there's a lot of sulfur in kale, broccoli, onions, garlic. And of course, you can always take MSM. And I would recommend taking MSM even if you are eating a very superior diet that's very nutritious. Because MSM is just an excellent super addition to any, you know, diet that you're eating. So sulfur is going to make your hair and nails grow like wildfire. Even if you're balding like me and you have thin hair on top, it's going to make the existing hair that you have grow faster and longer. It really will. And it's also excellent for growing fast, healthy nails. In fact, I just cut my nails like last week, right down, you know, and it's only been about a week, and they're already growing. Look at, really fast. I'm telling you guys, I don't make this stuff up. My nails grow really fast. But of course, I also make a very amazing green smoothie, and I try to drink one of those every day. And I put alfalfa, moringa, gotu kola. All of this is organic powder, and it's raw. And I put dulse and kelp. The kelp actually comes from the oceans around Canada, highly mineral dense. If we get enough minerals into our diet, we will increase the vitality and health of ourselves. We really run on minerals. You know, in Genesis and the Bible, it says that God created us out of the dust of the ground, and that dust we shall return thereof. Well, in the ground is minerals, and our body is made up of lots of minerals. But unfortunately today, in this country and in other countries around the world, our food is depleted of these minerals because the soil just isn't what it used to be. We basically over farm, and we don't actually obey the commands that God has put forth about how to garden. we're supposed to let the land rest for a period of time and then farm again. Well, we don't do that, and of course now we use these herbicides and pesticides and all this stuff on our food, and that continually damages our ecosystem and the food, of course, and those things are very toxic to our body. So again, we're just not getting those minerals. That's why it's an excellent idea to consume mineral dense seaweeds and foods that really haven't been hybridized. Things that are still really wild, in their wild state. Excellent. Super good for you. And you can make like a carrot, celery, potato soup with some kale and broccoli and maybe some noodles, Japanese noodles, and then throw in some of this kelp and dulse. And it'll taste actually kind of like a chicken soup, but without the chicken. Because I've tried it myself, and it's actually quite good. Another thing that kind of tastes like this chicken soup is making a cup of horsetail tea and then adding a little bit of kelp in there. And believe it or not, it actually tastes very similar to chicken soup. Of course, it's very mineral dense, and it's got silica and a lot of trace minerals, which is great for your hair, for your nails, for your skin. So sulfur, any way you want to look at it, is great. It helps detoxify the body. It's good for fighting inflammation. So many people today, because of their poor diet, have inflammation of the joints and what have you. So we have to fight this inflammation, and MSM sulfur is anti-inflammatory. Now, one reason why this stuff makes my hair and nails grow so quickly is just the fact of the amount that I take. On this recommended suggested use, it says to take a half a teaspoon daily. And there's 2.6 grams of MSM in a half a teaspoon. Well, I'm taking a whole tablespoon, and sometimes I take even more than that. Now, this whole big container of MSM was, I think, $26 on iHerb, but it'll last you a while, and it is actually really good. I'll probably have to be buying more soon, so I can take even more of this MSM, because it is just remarkable. And again, I can't stress enough the importance of MSM, especially if you're looking to grow your hair, have healthier hair, nails, and skin. It's just absolutely fantastic, and it actually makes your hair softer too. I've noticed. It really does. So, the next thing that I consume regularly, or at least I try to regularly, is goji berries. And of course I got these goji berries from Z Natural Foods, about a whole pound of them. I actually bought a whole pound of these for like 14 bucks, something really ridiculous. It's really affordable. Now, they're not as good as the Heaven Mountain brand of goji berries, because Heaven Mountain goji berries, they have a unique way of preserving the freshness of them, so they're a lot more chewy, whereas these ones are a lot more dry, kind of like Navita Naturals. But still, it's just an excellent way to get goji berries into your diet. Even if they're dry, you can always put them in water and re-moisten them, rehydrate. You can make a tea with them, which is excellent. Make a hot tea and throw in some goji berries, and that's a very excellent, nutritious drink. So, the thing that I like about goji berries is just the fact that they're rich in vitamin A, they're rich in vitamin C, iron, calcium. They're loaded with minerals, and especially germanium, which is a unique mineral that isn't found very often in food. So we have germanium. It's a complete protein. It's got all the amino acids. It's got fiber. It's got your carbohydrates. And the other unique thing about goji berries is their ability to help the body produce human growth hormone. Human growth hormone naturally declines as we get older. When we're young, we have a lot. And that's what makes us look young and gives us, vigor and stuff like that. Well, goji berries help your body produce the human growth hormone. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that we actually produce a lot of that while we're sleeping. So, eating some goji berries before you go to bed may be a good trick in order to help your body stimulate HGH. Now, a lot of people turn to like synthetic HGH and, inject themselves with needles and take drugs. And I think that's very unnecessary and actually toxic and not healthy for you, because you can do a natural way by eating food, which is much more pleasurable and without the risk of side effects. So I would encourage people to try goji berries to get that same effect. Now, encouraging good levels of HGH is going to also be good for hair growth, because obviously if you're slowing down the aging process, you're slowing down the rate at which you're balding if you're genetically predisposed to balding. And whatever genetic predisposition you have, if you can slow the aging process down, you're lowering your risk for these other things that you may be predisposed to. So that is very good in that sense. And that's one of my main strategies. Now, I would like to mention that some people have been commenting on my videos saying, gee, you've lost quite a bit of hair, your hairline's receded quite a bit since 2 years ago. And it is true that my hairline has actually receded since 2 years ago, but not drastically, actually. The main thing is that my hair's kind of thinned out all over on the top, much more so than it was 2 years ago. But nevertheless, there's a lot of 27-year-olds that are completely bald. Some people have gone bald at 20, some people have gone bald at 17. I've been on hair loss forums, and I know that a lot of people struggle, and a lot of people have a lot less hair than me. So I'm actually very thankful and fortunate to still have some hair for being 27 years old. And I think that because I caught it really early, like 15 years ago, and really started getting into nutrition and eat healthy, that it's really helped my body be able to age more gracefully without expressing my genetics to their full extent yet. It just means that I'm not really fully mature in that sense, because when you're losing your hair, it's just that your genetics now are being more expressed, which is a sign that you're getting older. So the fact that I still have some hair means that I haven't really got as old as I am going to get, put it that way. And I really strongly believe that because of the strategies that I talk about on this channel, eating a healthy diet, taking saw palmetto, doing the various herbs, getting lots of rest, drinking lots of water, getting sunshine, being positive, doing a little bit of exercise has definitely slowed down the process of me losing hair. And I do believe that it's contributed to maintaining, my health. Because, look, I've never promised anybody here a panacea. I've never promised anybody that they're just going to completely cure their, hair loss or anything like that. What I stress the most is, do this for your health. Do this for yourself. Not just for your hair, but do it for your entire body. Because eating these foods, eating a healthy diet, is good for your overall health, your whole body. It's good for your mind. It's good for your body. And, that's worth it in and of itself. If your hair, gets benefits from that, that's awesome. But the thing is what most people are doing is they're on the Accelerated Aging Program, AAP. The Accelerated Aging Program is basically the standard American diet. And the standard American diet is going to age you really fast. Dairy, IGF-1, meat, IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1. This is going to make you age quicker, especially if you eat large quantities of it like most Americans do, 2-3 times a day. I mean, that's going to cause you to bald quicker. It just simply is. Because I've gone on spurts before, as you know, on this channel, where I was consuming massive amounts of milk, massive amounts of meat and butter and stuff. It had a negative effect on my hair. It really did, because it had a negative effect on the fact that it was constipating me. And if I'm constipated all the time, then I'm not getting the food out, and the food's not getting out, then it's basically fermenting, putrefaciting in my system, and it's binding me up, so I'm becoming more toxic internally, which is then going to have a negative effect externally via hair, skin, what have you. Vision, I might have foggy headedness, I might not be able to have good, clear thinking. Those things have happened. So, the thing is, is you need to get on to the AAP program, which is the anti-aging program. The anti-aging program will help you slow how much you age. And if you can slow that, then you're slowing the genes that are being expressed that you may have inherited when it comes to being predisposed to something. So, the best that I can promise, and the best that I've always promised on this channel, is natural strategies, natural things you can do to help slow down your hair loss. Because let's face it, if you have a receding hairline, you're not going to be able to regrow that. You're not going to, because if that area is bald, that's it. That's over, guys. You can't bring that back. Unless they come out with some new stem cell miracle cure, there's some different companies out there working at things right now, but, unless you want to be a guinea pig and jump into something like that, go for it. But the thing is this whole appearance thing is vanity in and of itself. And what really matters is if you're right with God. I know a lot of you are going to hate me for saying that, but that's the truth. And we need not to be so self-centered and so self-focused on our appearance, because that's not really what matters. To some people, their appearance matters greatly. That actually matters all to them. Oh my goodness, if I'm bald. But, part of actually getting over this and coping with this is understanding and accepting that, no, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Because let's face it, we all inherit different things from our parents. Maybe we inherit blue eyes, but we don't hear people complaining and stressing out and freaking out about, oh my goodness, I have blue eyes. No, they accept what they were given. Likewise, if our parents gave us the gene to go bald, let us accept that and let us move forward. Let us not be upset and depressed over something like that, which is really silly in and of itself. And be thankful that we actually even have natural things that we can take to help us through these things. It's been very comforting to me knowing that I'm able to take different herbs, eat a healthy diet, and do the best that I can do to help me go through certain things in my life that are kind of a struggle with us. Because it is a struggle for people. Whether you're losing your hair, whether you have acne, whether you have disease, it's a struggle. It's really a struggle. And we need each other's encouragement. And that's one of the reasons why I make these videos, is because I like to encourage other people. I like to give people answers. I'd like to give people ideas and natural, safe things that I've learned about that can actually help them. And if you can do things like that, it'll help you, sail smoother through life without having to hit so many, storms, if you will, in the ocean, if that's a good analogy to use. So, the bottom line is, had I not been taking all these different things, had I not been eating a healthy diet, had I just said, the heck with it, I'm going to eat the standard American diet, I'm going to eat McDonald's every day, I'm going to drink, Pepsi and cola all day long, and drink sugary drinks, and eat sugary food, and eat white flour, and take pharmaceutical drugs and all this stuff, there's a very high probability that I'd be completely bald by now. Very high probability. And there's also a very high likelihood that my face would probably be covered in acne and pimples. Because it wasn't until I actually addressed my diet that those things actually cleared up. And it is a fact that if I went back to that old way, if I started eating those foods that I used to eat, my face will break out again. I'll get constipated. If I go back to dairy, I'll get constipated again. So, you gotta push yourself in a good direction and not go back where you came from. You gotta progress forward. You gotta make wise decisions. I've learned that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, as it says in Proverbs. Because I have a sense that, I have a creator. We all do, whether you believe that or not. And our creator, has given us information in his word, things that we can use to live by to help us in this life. Because frankly, I look at the Bible as basically an acronym, basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's basically the human owner's manual, if you will. And it's what allows me to have truth, understand truth, discern what is right and what is wrong. And what gives me a foundation for my worldview. How I view the world, that is my foundation. And frankly, without that, I'd be lost. I wouldn't be able to make sense of anything, not even diet. And I really wouldn't have any desire in my heart to want to do anything right or good, because it wouldn't make any sense to me in the first place. Why would I really care about eating healthy, But that's my take on it. But anyways, now I want to get to the two things that I have been taking currently that are new. I recently purchased this faux tea from Paradise Herbs, and it's a potent extract. It is a 16-to-1 full spectrum traditionally prepared faux tea product, and I bought it just for that fact that it was a 16-to-1 extract. Essentially what that's saying is that in one capsule, and this is vegetarian capsule, there's no magnesium stearate or anything like that, no fillers, binders, or common allergens in this. Good brand, and you might think, oh, Paradise Herbs, that sounds kind of cheesy, but it's actually very potent. I purchased this on iHerb, and basically what 16-to-1 is in one capsule, it's like taking an equivalent of 16 faux tea. So, it is a potent product, and I noticed, like, first time I took this, increased in sexual drive. So it is pretty potent stuff, let me tell you. And He Shu Wu helps build up this jing. When you're born, you have the jing that you got from your parents. And what happens is, throughout life, people sometimes are ignorant of it and basically misuse it and lose it. And when you hear people say they're burnt out as they get older, that's basically saying they don't have many more gas in the tank. And jing is kind of like that gas, if you will, that gives you the drive in life. And this faux tea, He Shu Wu, helps build that up. It's also been shown to turn gray hair back to your original hair color, and it darkens your existing hair color. So whatever color that you have, it darkens it. So He Shu Wu is very good, and it's excellent if you want to stay youthful and you want to strengthen your lower back and your knees. It's very good. And then the second thing I got was also from Paradise Herbs, called Vital Treasures Healthy Hair and Skin. And It says Vital Treasures healthy hair and skin formulas contain Hishu, Ecliptica, Ligustrum, and Amla, four of the most renowned herbs for supporting healthy hair and skin and maintaining hair color and fullness. Shu is also a famous longevity herb. So I take about 3 of these every day and 1 of these. And let me tell you, this stuff is potent. Very, very potent. So that's what I'm trying out, you know. I'm not afraid to try new brands of different things as long as they're pretty good quality. You know, I've tried Dragon Herbs Hishu, excellent product. A bit expensive for a lot of people. I've tried Now Foods, Nature's Place, Hishu, but of course that's not traditionally prepared in black bean soup. But it is actually still good nonetheless. Like I said, I've tried many different things, and I've heard a lot of people talk about a lot of different herbs and, you know, kind of bash some and praise other ones way up here, you know, and like, oh, these ones are the best, and no, these ones are, you know. But in all honesty, a lot of herbs are great. Even if they are not the best quality, they're still going to have beneficial effects. I know they do because I've experienced it within my own body. So yeah, that's basically just a quick, I guess it probably wasn't really quick because it's been like 26 minutes, but I did want to share these important things because they're very helpful for your hair, your skin, and your nails. You know, just overall longevity, aging gracefully, aging slowly. And I mean, there's many, many, many other health benefits that I haven't even touched on. If you were to read the article that's prepared on Hishu at Dragon Herbs, there's a plethora of benefits that Hishu does for you. And I mean, it's just when you just read about what that can, just that one herb can reportedly do for you, and then you consider goji berries, MSM, and all of the other things that you're eating in your diet, healthy diet that is, you can imagine how all of those things are working together, creating health in your body, and how you're actually feeding your body. You're giving yourself nutrition. It's not like eating Cocoa Puffs and white bread with bacon. You know, this is superior forms of nutrition. This is what, you know, we should be doing. And, you know, it's really, we really have to do this because, like I said, our soil has been depleted. We don't get those minerals and vitamins that we used to hundreds of years ago. So we really have to look to these certain herbs, seaweeds, you know, really more wild foods that haven't been hybridized and overgrown to the point where they don't even contain any nutrition anymore. We really have to look to those things in order to get the full spectrum of nutrition if we're really wanting to be healthy like people were before we did so much damage to this planet. So that is my talk, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you haven't done so already, you can get the MSM, you can get these 2 things that I've been taking, and you can even get the goji berries. You can get all of this stuff on iHerb, and if you're a first-time customer on there, which means you've never purchased anything on there before, you can use my code REK978 and you will save $5 off it. I know some people have tried the code and it didn't work for them. It's probably because you guys purchased something on there before. And if it still doesn't work, I really don't know what to say. It should though. So with that, be healthy, take your MSM, don't give up, and don't resort to pharmaceutical drugs. Instead, run towards herbs, run towards nature, because nature has plants that God has provided for His creation. And if our Creator loves us, He's already put all the medicine in the plants that'll keep us healthy. And that's what I believe. And it works, because I'm living proof of it. Thanks. Bye.